So you have some lovely young plants that are ready to go in the garden, like this beautiful broad bean here. Maybe you've picked them up from the garden centre, maybe you've been growing them yourself in a greenhouse or on a windowsill, or like me, on your dining room table. How can you make sure that they stay alive? And what is the biggest threat at this time of year to their survival? I really want to do this video as a reminder to you because, in all honesty, I almost forgot. So if I almost made the mistake, and I've been gardening for, I don't know, 30 years or something crazy by now, it's so easy to do. But the good news is it's so easy to avoid. So let me show you. In this video, I'm not going to talk about that army of 15,000 slugs, believe it or not. I feel like I've already spoken about them quite a bit. But yeah, if you don't know how to make a beer trap, do check out my short video. I'll put a link in the description below. I'm actually not going to talk about any sort of pest. I want to talk about something that could literally kill your plants overnight while you're sleeping. That sounds a bit scary, doesn't it? I don't want it to sound scary. So I'm actually referring to the cold weather. So it's very easy to forget when we're having these beautiful sunny spring days just how cold it gets overnight. And if your plants have been growing indoors in some really mild temperatures, putting them out in the garden, it's a big shock to them. And certainly here, I checked for the next week or so, the temperatures are getting down to about 3 degrees overnight. So that's a big shock, and they're not used to it. Yeah, it could kill them. But there's something very simple that you can do to protect them that I'm going to show you. Here is the solution: horticultural fleece. You can pick it up from any garden centre or online at Amazon or something like that very easily. It's very easy to put down. Because the plants that you're putting in are young plants and they're very small, you don't need to buy hoops or anything like that. You can just weigh it down with stones or bricks or anything that you have to hand. I've used a pot plant over there. Oh, I said I wasn't going to talk about slugs. I am. If you are using like stones or pots and things like that to weigh down your horticultural fleece, just check underneath, because that's the sort of spot where they do like to live. And the last thing you want to do is to be bringing the slugs close to your lovely young plant so they can basically have a buffet dinner. So yeah, do check that. But yeah, as you can see, I've literally just weighed it down here. You can cut it if you need to make it fit. It's really straightforward to use. So that's all you have to do, and it can make the difference between life and death to your young plants. I've pulled back the horticultural fleece briefly here. You don't need to do this. I just wanted to show you how they're looking in situ, how lovely they're looking here in the beautiful spring sunshine. Yeah, they look really healthy. Really happy with that. Final point, you might be wondering how long you need to keep your young plants covered for. The British weather, that's like how long is a piece of string, of course. And it's certainly going to be a while before we pass the last frost date. I would say that it depends a lot on what the weather decides to do. So if we carry on having these lovely sunny days, these bright skies, then you're going to need to keep them covered, because that's when we have the cold nights. If the weather turns a bit cloudier, a bit wetter, then you can uncover them, because the nights should be a bit milder. If in doubt, keep them covered, because it won't do them any harm. They're absolutely fine under there. And then yeah, eventually we'll pass that last frost date, and we can put the fleece back in the shed.